K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Four Bros Radio Show here on Friday night. It's Friday, May 19th. Man, this month is flying by too, guys. How about that?
Month, year.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how fast everything is just gone.
It's flying by so fast that it's already May 20th here in the Central Time Zone.
Yeah, that's true.
2 minutes into May 20th there. Let's see. So who's with us tonight? We got, of course, myself, J-Mac here. We have the one and only sleep champion down there, messing around Dave.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Sorry, I'll do my own thing on a different page, but I'm back.
He is back. Back again.
Yep.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Not Dragon Viper.
Big B's here also. Big B, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Got off of work. Just in time to start the show. Tomorrow's going to be a busy one for me at work, so kind of going to relax tonight.
Kind of going to relax tonight.
Yep.
Like hearing that. Like hearing the relaxing part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wife, no kids at home, so.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Chris, what's
It
that
does.
life like? Chris, what's that life like with no wife and kids at home?
Still busy with work, but other than that, not too bad.
It's nice to be it's nice to do whatever the hell you want when you want to, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, ladies, remember, he's free, ready to mingle. He's got money. He has no kids.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, that is true. No money, no kids. So he's got all the money to spend on you.
Right.
Yep.
Don't forget that.
Downfall is he is a Cowboys fan.
And he's not going to cheat because he's too busy working.
Yeah, true.
That's right. That's right. The most loyal guy you'll ever meet. The most loyal guy you'll ever meet. For sure. 100%. 100%. So guys, I got a question to kind of lead off tonight.
Uh-oh.
I know. So we were talking earlier with our esteemed co-counsel.
We have
who didn't show up tonight, and we kind of guessed that. Kind of guessed it was going to happen. And Big B, why don't you go over the list of things that you said would happen before he actually ever showed up?
Oh, geez. Well, the one I know, Oakland A's would draw 10,000 plus fans at a baseball game. Crispy Bacon, Dallas Cowboys would win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Twins and Vikings would get into a championship game.
Well, I'm gonna stop you there. That tells you it's never gonna happen.
Hey, you could have added to your list, Big B.
What's that?
You could have put the Chicago Bears will have a 4,000-yard passer.
Yeah.
I should have did that one. I forgot what I put for mess around. J-Mac would shave if Dragon Viper would show up, or things that would happen before Dragon Viper would show up. I forgot what I put down for mess around. I forgot.
You said he would have a chance to punch Rodgers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Punch Aaron Rodgers in the face before Dragon Viper shows up. So
Sign me up, Aaron Rodgers. Where you at, motherfucker?
yeah,
Well, there's the first F-bomb of the night.
just one.
Sorry, I got to say that, man.
No, it's all right. You know, the show can still be rated PG-13 because you can drop 2 F-bombs in the show for it to still be rated PG-13. So you know what I say to that rule? I say, fuck that.
God damn it, use my other F word.
All right, so are we rated R now or what?
We are rated R, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fucking right.
Yeah.
Look what I started.
Look what you started. Look what you did. Look
That's right.
what
Yeah,
you did.
so what was Dragon Viper's reason? He was taking a nap or be sleeping, so he's trying to come after Dave's crown as nap champion. Is that what it is?
I think
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Did you guys see the thing I put on there about I used to know this guy named Dragon Viper?
Yeah.
And he used to be a loyal friend. And he went by the nickname Rapunzel. But you noticed that in his response, by the way, I don't know if you noticed this. I did. He said nothing about denying the fact that his nickname is Rapunzel.
Huh.
Well, he does have the golden locks. I mean,
If you go
a
back and
big old forehead that you can advertise on. I mean, you know.
yeah, if you go back and look at his response, he doesn't say anything about "Don't call me Rapunzel." He literally says, "Yeah, well, I had depression back then." Like that was it. That was his only response.
Yeah, that was his reply. Yeah. Cute.
I mean, depression is depression. I get it. Everybody has some sort of it, and hopefully he could deal with it better than others. You know, because it happens. I mean, no making fun of the depression part. I mean, because it's out there. But
I mean, yeah,
it's
is.
all love, Dragon Viper.
It's all love, and actually to anyone watching, we want you to know that as guys, even as guys, we struggle sometimes. We need someone to talk to.
Yep.
Reach out to one of us. We'll be happy to jump on the phone. Just hear you vent. If you just need someone to yell at a little bit, like we can take that. It's all right. We'll
You definitely call me if you want to yell at somebody because I'm used to being yelled at.
I think all us married guys are used to being yelled at.
Right, for sure.
It's the truth, right? It's definitely the truth. And you know what hurts more than anything sometimes is when you get people that you don't know or that you do know sometimes, and they look at you and they go, "Damn," and you're like, "What?" They're like, "Man, there's a lot of gray in there."
Yeah.
Are you talking about me? Damn it.
I think they talk about everybody. I know I got some grays here, and
Yeah.
I mean, so if you look, like if you see me in person, and you can ask Mess around this because he just saw me last weekend, I really don't have any gray hair up here. There's not any gray.
it's all right here. I can see
It's
it.
all right there. Like it
I
just
remember.
comes out in my beard. It's insane.
I made that comment. What's up, Tim? Sarge? Love you, bro.
Well, we
He
got a
says,
Sarge
"Gray,
sighting.
Aren't you guys bald?" Yeah, we're not as bald as you are, Sarge.
Yeah.
Well, Big B might be.
I got
Yep. Every Thursday it gets shaved.
I mean, I'm starting to get the widow's peak, though. You guys see this? Like, I just noticed this in the mirror. I'm starting to get the widow's peak here.
Yeah. Chris is bald on the chin. I mean, you flip him around, he might look like Sarge.
That's what she said.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
Yeah, she did, and it was awesome. So, I got a question. I heard, I believe it was JJ Redick maybe that came out earlier, and said that he's one of the most anti-gun people as far as people that cover the NBA. But he doesn't really understand what the big deal is around Ja Morant.
With the gun?
Yeah.
I don't get it either.
Like he's saying, he's like, I don't particularly care for firearms, but I don't really understand what all the big hoopla is about it. Like he's not going out and aiming it at people. He's not going out and shooting people. I mean, he flashed a gun in an Instagram post. Maybe you shouldn't do that, but he's really not breaking a law. Like,
He's not.
Yeah, no, I get what is going on. I mean, it's just the whole change of times. I mean, the way the world is nowadays. I mean,
You know, the fucking problem is fucking cancel culture. That's what it is.
yeah.
but an NBA rule, okay, and I agree with you, Tim. I'm not saying he didn't break an NBA rule, and he should be disciplined by the NBA, and I got no issues with that. I think my issue though is that they're making it like, they're making it a social issue. Like we should ban him. We shouldn't buy his stuff. We shouldn't watch his games. Like we should cancel him as a person, which isn't right. I mean, so he broke an NBA rule, but then let the league discipline him because that's his employer.
Right?
That's what I think.
I think it's just dumb. Like, honestly, like JD Redick said, he didn't point at nobody. He didn't try to shoot nobody. He shouldn't have done it like he did on live. That was like second time he did it, right?
Yeah.
So he should have learned better not to. Because the guy that was recording even tried to get the camera off him as quick as possible when he saw it.
Right. No doubt. Well, and just by example, like everyone talks about and Mess Around said that it's the cancel culture and that's the way things are in the world. And I believe Big B hit on that too. That is kind of the way things are now.
The gun show right here.
Right. But here's my issue. Everyone keeps saying everything about firearms and I'm not going to get in the whole political thing about it. I'm not going to do that. But I just want to say something. Apparently in Oregon now we need to ban semis.
What?
Well, there was a wreck on I-5 where a semi driver was driving under the influence, ran into a van with 11 people in it, and killed 7 people. So you're telling me that now we need to ban semis because a semi killed 7 people? I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. But again, high profile athletes or athletes in general, no matter what they do, don't do, is always going to be publicized so much. I mean, they don't sign an autograph for a kid, they're going to get beat down. They don't autograph something for an adult, they're going to get, disrespected.
And I do agree with you that is, they are given a bad light if they don't do that. But I just want to tell everybody watching as a PSA, okay? If they're in an airport,
I know where you're going at. Yep.
They are trying to catch a plane like everyone else is. So if they have to run 40 minutes across the airport and their plane leaves in 30 minutes and they're trying to run across an airport and you get mad at them because they won't stop and sign an autograph, that's not the place.
Yep. You're exactly right. No, if they're sitting there relaxed,
it's like the radio show that I listen to in the mornings, and I know that Mess Around's heard it too. It's the Bobby Bones Show, and he's brought up before that he will not, because he gets starstruck too, because he lives in Nashville with all the entertainers there. Mm-hmm. But he said that if they are in a restaurant and they're sitting down eating with their family, he will not go bug them for an autograph or a picture.
Yep.
You should not. That is disrespectful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no. If they're sitting there, I wouldn't do this at a restaurant. But if I'm at an airport or see somebody shopping and they're by themselves, I might go up to them and, hey, you got a moment for an autograph? If they say no, okay, have a good day. I'm not gonna get mad. They're on a personal time, So I mean, yeah, people just get so butthurt if they don't get that autograph that they're gonna try to sell on eBay or whatever, So I don't blame the players if they turn them down.
Mess Around is my witness on this, by the way, because we both worked in the same store for a while. We frequently had Paul Walker come to our store and shop.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember you talking about that a couple times.
And we treated him like he was any other customer in the store, and he appreciated that because it wasn't like we were all like, "Oh, can I get your autograph? Can I get a picture?" No. You rang him up and said, "It's very nice to meet you, Mr. Walker. You have a great day," and that was the end of it. And that's why he always came to our store.
Dude came through my line, and I would not have known it was him if I didn't say, "Hey, can I get your ID to compare it with the card?"
Right.
Yep.
And then he's like,
In my line of business, I see celebrities all the time, so they always are out playing. So
I was like, oh,
you
hey, it's you. And he's like, shh, don't want nobody to know. And I'm like, gotcha, dude.
Yep.
But I've met his grandparents quite a few times too. Safeway. They used to come in the shop. They'd be like, my grandson Paul Walker's in all the movies of Fast and Furious. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. He's like, I taught Paul how to box. He was a pretty cool guy. But yeah.
Well, here where I live, close to where I live, in Eugene, we have a store called Jerry's, and I guess for those of you that don't know what that is, Mess Around does. Chris and Big B, anyone watching, you don't know what Jerry's is. Jerry's would be like, it would be like a mom and pop Lowe's.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Little hardware store. I get it.
Yeah.
But they have lumber, they have like an indoor lumber yard and all that stuff. Yeah. So like that. But Sam Elliott shops there. I mean, they've seen him there 5 or 6 times in a year before.
God, that'd be a cool guy to meet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he goes in there and he shops with like he doesn't expect the store to be shut down. He goes in there and he doesn't have from what I've heard, he doesn't have like security. He just walks in there, grabs a cart, goes and gets his stuff and leaves.
That's cool.
Like everyone else. He doesn't expect you to treat him any differently because of who he is.
That's good.
No, watching Sam Elliott act a few times, I think I'm gonna be scared to even try to mess with him. I mean, I know the guy's old and all, but I think he could still throw some hands.
He's probably a bodyguard.
No doubt. Do you know the one line that I'll never forget from Sam Elliott in a show or a movie?
What's that?
Is it from
We keep buying shit in this house that we don't need.
oh, no, that's not the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
What in the is almond milk?
Yes.
Cold?
Well, it's like regular milk, but it's better for you, Dad. Show me the tit on an almond.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Tim Fiedler's Sarge says his mustache has knuckles. I mean, probably, right? Was this the ranch? It was on the ranch that he said.
Yeah. No, I thought you were gonna bring up the one on Roadhouse.
Yeah,
when he's
that
in the
was
back and the guy's like, did you come to fight? Well, I didn't come to show my dick. And it starts throwing down. Yeah. Yeah.
The Rants. That was the coolest show ever until the fucking rooster got kicked off.
I know.
I'll have to go back and watch it. I've heard some people say good things about that show.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. The Ranch. It's pretty good. Let's see what else do we got going on. There was something else. I'm gonna look in the chat.
We need to get a tracker down here for how many times I dropped the F-bomb on the show.
Well, that's true. Oh, I know what we were going to talk about. We're going to talk about NFL fan bases by category.
Yep.
Oh, I think I saw this.
So in the category of die hard no matter what, you have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
That one is kind of controversial to me because I don't know that the same Chiefs fans from 20 years ago are fans now. But
I think
we'll come back to that. I'll let you guys all have your say in a minute. Hold on.
Yep.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers, and not because I'm a Packer fan, but I completely 100% agree with that. There's people that have liked them since the 60s when they sucked. All of their shitty years, they're still a fan. They've been a fan forever. The Steelers, now this one, I think we'll have a disagreement on. I personally believe Steeler fans are diehard fans, and they've been fans forever.
They are.
And so Steeler fans. The Browns were in this category, which I don't know that the Browns are all diehard fans. And then the last one in that category is Raiders fans. And I know a lot of Raider fans, and they are diehard fans. I mean, their team could be 0-17, and they would still be wearing their Raider gear.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They could be 0-16 with one game left, and they still think they have a shot to make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
So what do you guys think of that category? And then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, so the
Uh,
oh, go ahead. You can start out.
the Kansas City one, I think, is just because of their recent success. I don't think they've always been diehard fans. The Browns, I consider the Browns are diehard fans because there was big uproar when they moved to Boston and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. No,
not Boston, Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then they got their name back for Cleveland. So they're up there. They don't show it as much as like Packer fans or Raider fans and the Steelers. So I agree with 4 out of the 5. I think the Chiefs should be down a notch or two, depending on what the categories are. I can't remember what the categories were. So
Well, I'm going through the rest of them now. So
Yeah.
then the tier below that one, you have psychopaths. Now, before I say those teams, I
I
want
know
you
which
guys
one.
to each
I-
know. Chris, you don't count because we know that you know your fan base is psychopaths. But I want Big B and Mess Around to give me 2 teams. There's 3 in this category, but give me 2 that if I said the word psychopath fans, what's the first 2
Jeez.
teams in the NFL that come to mind?
Oh, the Eagles and Cowboys.
or Buffalo, those fans are psycho too. I mean,
And guess what? You guys just named all 3 that were in the psychopath category because
well, when you got
it's
your
the
fan
Cowboys,
base is
the
called
Eagles, and the Bills.
Buffalo Mafia, I mean that's just it right there. I mean,
Yeah.
And then when your fan base tells yourself every year it's going to be our year for like, God knows how long.
and you hate Santa Claus. You throw snowballs at Santa Claus. Come on now.
Well, just talking about
True.
Eagle fans, I actually know an Eagles fan.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I know him too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, you guys won the Super Bowl. And when you guys won the Super Bowl, there was Eagle fans shitting in the street. Literally, just
Right.
dropping crowd shitting in the street.
Yeah, this looks like a good place to take a deuce.
I mean, he said it's insane. And tell a couple stories
Yeah.
real quick before we get to the next category. But you guys know Zach Ertz, right? Who was the
Yeah.
tight end for the
Yep.
for the Eagles. He said he gets drafted. So the draft's in April. Okay.
Yep.
He's going into mini camp in July. So he's or June, right? He's literally never stepped foot inside the facility, never been around fans, never even taken a snap for the Eagles yet. And as he's walking into the facility, the fans outside are like, you better fucking beat the Cowboys or we're going to beat your ass. Like, that's all to a guy who's never played a down for the team yet.
Well, and then I have an uncle who lived in Dallas but had to move for work. He moved to Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
He can't wear any Cowboys gear.
Oh,
in
man,
anything. Yeah.
You would get murdered,
Yes.
honestly. All right, next category. You hate their fan bases, but their fan bases are loyal. Okay.
I would say this is where the Chiefs would fall in.
Okay. This is where you think the Chiefs fall in, but these are the teams that they put in these
Yeah.
categories.
Yep.
The Bears,
Yep.
the Vikings, the
Mm.
49ers, the Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Patriots.
I can get the Patriots.
I definitely see the Patriots. I'd see 4 out of the 6.
What
did-
2 don't you see in there?
The Vikings and the Bears because I get where it's coming from because you got the Cowboys or the Packers and the Lions fans that hate us so much and the Vikings so much, but I guess it's kind of true because they are loyal as fuck, both fan bases. So, I mean, you watch a Bears game and they travel on the road, half the stands filled with Bears fans, no matter
agree.
where they go.
I agree.
See, that's one thing too. The Vikings travel semi okay, not as much as the Bears or Packer fans, and it all depends on if the team's winning or not. I mean,
Even when we're losing, we still got fans that travel to away games. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, Vikings don't. Vikings don't have fans that travel
would-
to away games when they're.
So if I could, I would change this category. I wouldn't put hate them.
Dislike.
but I would put it. I would categorize this category as hate their loyalty to their team.
There you go. That's better.
Because the Vikings haven't won anything in 60 years, but yet Viking fans are very loyal. So it's one of those like you have to respect the fact that they're loyal to their team, but you hate them for being their fans.
Yeah.
I mean, how long we've been bad? I mean, we had a few good years here and there, but for the most part, we've been bad since '85.
Yeah.
We did have the Super Bowl against Colts and we lost because Rex Grossman is our quarterback.
The next category is quality fans. So I don't know what the criteria is, but quality fans are the Titans. I don't agree with that one, and I'll get back to that one in a minute. The Titans, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Giants, the Saints, the Dolphins, and the Colts.
I would take this as like a bandwagon fan, and that's where I would put the Vikings at. That's what I would take this one as.
Now here's why I don't think the Titans don't have quality fans, and here's why. I live in Oregon. Okay, do you know how many fans became Titan fans right after Mariota went there? All of a sudden, everyone in Oregon is a Titans fan.
Yep.
Because of Mariota going there. So you're right. This is more of a bandwagon fan category because
Yeah.
And this is where I would put the Vikings because when they're winning, the fan base shows up. When they're losing, the fan base ain't there. So
yeah. Now the next category is kind of funny.
Mhm.
The category is hates themselves in the morning. Okay.
They wake up like I don't want.
this honestly could be a lot of teams.
It could be, but these are the fans that they put in there. And actually, one of them we'll know here in a minute because, one of them is commenting right now. Panthers do not have fans. Well, it's funny you bring the Panthers up because they're the first one on the list. So it's the Panthers, the Falcons, the Lions, the Commanders, the Jets, and the Cardinals.
I kind of disagree on Detroit only because of last year, but I mean every year before that, I could see why.
What team are you talking about?
Detroit.
No, even last year they hated
Detroit doesn't have fans.
Even last year they hated themselves because they were thinking we're gonna blow it. Detroit's gonna Detroit again. Eventually,
I see this could be another one where Minnesota could be there because that's what a lot of Minnesota fans. Oh, we're going to blow it in the playoffs. I mean, we're never going to get there.
I mean, Falcon fans have to hate themselves in the morning. They are still talking about 28-3. Like that is still talked about to this day, and that's been 6 years now. By the way, Christy, thanks for joining. It's good to see you.
I think.
The last category is nowhere to be found. Fans that are nowhere to be found.
Good.
You have the Rams, who had fans for 1 year when they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
The Texans.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers, now that Brady's gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Chargers.
Yeah.
And the Jaguars. Now, I personally think the Jaguars in the upswing, and
they are
them going to London for 2 games this year. I think you're going to see some fans in the stands.
Yeah,
but just like the Marcus Mariota effect in Oregon, everyone in Oregon became Charger fans as soon as Justin Herbert started playing for the Chargers.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
That kid was trash at Oregon too. I don't care what anybody says. He was garbage. Look, I live 20 minutes from the stadium. Like 20 minutes I could be there, right? And we actually sold concessions during that time for our kids' scouts and stuff. So we're at the games and I'm watching the game while I'm standing back there doing that. And I'm like, man, this kid is not going to make it in the NFL. What the hell? Like, who makes that throw? And then all he does is come out and shut every critic up that ever questioned him in college. I mean, I was surprised as anybody. And just for me, it is kind of cool to watch him in the NFL. And that's because he did go to a local high school here close to us. So he went to Sheldon High School, played for
the University of Oregon, and now he plays in the NFL. So to watch a local kid actually make it is kind of cool. To see
Yeah.
that happen. So,
Yeah, that is cool.
but that is the categories for that. And just so we know, Dragon Viper admitted to being a psychopath, which Brandon was like, duh, we already knew that.
Right.
And then he said he's like a magician and he pops in and out at times. I don't know that that's what a magician did. Magician did.
That's a bad musician.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Let me see if there's anything else that we've had in the chats we were going to talk about. Here's one. What do you guys? Did you guys see that thing I shared in the on deck chat with Dawson and West?
Oh, sorry.
With what? With what one?
Sorry.
Sarge, I can think of something that does that, pops in and out. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it's like. No, Andre Dawson and Jerry West.
Okay, I have to refresh. I think I recall this, but
So in 1991, it's Joe West. I'm sorry, not Jerry West. Joe West.
okay.
In 1991, Andre Dawson was called striking out looking by Cowboy Joe West, and then ejected for arguing the call. Okay,
Oh yeah.
Yep.
so he was fined $500 by the National League.
Yeah.
So he paid it with a check, and wrote in the memo line, donation to the blind.
Yeah.
That's classic. That's awesome.
And then, of course, congrats to the Oakland A's. It only took them 44 games into the season to win 10.
Congratulations.
And Chris is happy. You know why Chris is happy? Because his picks for the World Series are actually a little better than the Oakland A's. So he's happy that they're not the worst two teams in baseball. They're pretty close.
Well, I mean, Oakland's so bad that what was it? They finally got a winning pitcher that was a starter.
Mhm.
What, 33 games into the season,
Yeah.
and their best pitcher has an ERA of 7+ something.
I could do
I mean,
that.
I was gonna say Dragon Viper could probably hit off this guy. I mean, but Isaiah could probably hit off this guy. I mean,
No, well,
I'm
don't, please don't.
Sorry.
No,
Please
he would strike
Pump
out.
the brakes. Pump the brakes.
yeah, you're probably right. But I mean, yeah, to have an ERA of 7 and you're leading your staff with now, okay, so I'm gonna be like, well, somebody has X amount of ERA. I get that. We're talking about quality innings or qualifications to be on the ERA title, whatever. The guy is at 7 something. I don't even know the guy's name. It could be, Joe Blow. All I know is
That's right.
he blows.
So this is stats through 33 games in the season for their starting pitcher. So this is a couple of weeks back, but through 33 games, their starting pitching was 0-15.
Yeah.
They had an 8.09 ERA.
Are they even trying at this point?
The batting average against them was 306. They had given up 33 home runs in 33 games and gave up 68 walks.
Man.
That's not
And they-
good, right? Like,
And they
that's,
finally got how many wins now?
now they have 10 wins in 44 games.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, and the sad thing is okay, yeah, I kind of went out on a wild thought and thought they'd be entertaining to watch. I mean, they might be for other reasons, but their run differential is like minus 120 something.
It's a lot.
Have you watched
Yeah.
it the last couple of years? Come on. Just saying.
Well, I just figured, they would get that major league syndrome in them and be out there like, nobody counted us to win. Let's go out there and shut them all up. Give
They
them a
don't
bunch
need
of
to
shit
be-
burgers to eat or something.
Yeah,
Well,
Whatever.
the problem is their lineup's got a bunch of guys that probably shouldn't even be past AA ball.
I honestly couldn't even tell you one of their guys that are batting right now.
Hey, I could tell you two of their starters, and the only reason I could tell you two of their starters is because they were players for Atlanta that Atlanta
I was
waived.
I
They
was
were
gonna
so
say,
bad that they couldn't even make the AAA team, so Atlanta waived them. And then Oakland picked them up in their starters. And that's Shea Langoliers at catcher and Christian Pache out in center field. So,
They're like, hey, these guys have played for the Braves. They got to be good. Let's sign them up.
right?
Well, I think their right fielder is a former Twin. I just can't think of his name right now.
By the way, if anyone's curious, Christian Pache is now hitting 188 on the season.
Oh, he's not even hitting them. In the,
Huh?
he's so bad. He's not even Jordan hit better than him.
Yeah. And Langoliers is like 201, and he struck out 58 times. So
Jordan did make the majors, but still. They did
Anyway.
say if Jordan would have played longer, he would have made the majors eventually because he was improving before he went back to basketball.
yeah,
I don't think Jordan would have made the majors.
I don't know, maybe. Next slide that I have brought up to talk about is one that I hope the person that this is aimed at is watching. Yeah, probably isn't, but maybe he'll see it later when he rewatches this. Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander are making $86 million this year combined. $86 million.
Yep.
Okay. So far this entire season, they have 27.2 innings pitched. Okay. Between the two of them, for $86 million, and their ERA combined is 5.29.
So they've pitched 3 games combined.
Well, yeah,
A little over 3.
If you go anyways, yeah.
3 full games, yeah, combined. They've probably each made 6 starts, but here's the point. The point this slide is trying to make is that the Tampa Bay Rays, their entire pitching staff, which you have to have 20 fielders and 20 pitchers on your 40-man roster. That's the Major League Baseball rules, okay? So that's
it has to be 20 and 20?
20 and 20.
I didn't know that part.
On your 40-man roster, only 26 are active at one time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 20 and 20. The Rays have 20 pitchers on their 40-man roster, and their entire staff's salary is $22 million.
Wow.
And by comparison, those 20 pitchers have thrown 322 innings this year and have a 2.93 ERA.
wow.
They paid the wrong
That's
guys.
why the Rays. Yeah.
That's the problem when you pay the big name guys. You don't know what you're going to get all the time.
Well, and they're in their third, Verlander's like 39. What do you think you're getting? How much longer do you think you're getting him for?
Right, buddy?
They're paying for the leadership in the past. I mean, they're not paying for
The present.
exactly. They're paying for them to kind of be the coach, the mentor for the younger guys, show them how it's done. And if we get 15 to 20 wins out of this guy, hopefully we're in the playoff race.
But
Well, I mean, that's with
that's not
any
helping your
sport.
team now.
Right.
No, you're right. It's not. I mean, DeGrom. No, sorry, Chris. I mean, I know
Oh,
Texas
you know,
is
it's
still up
funny
there, but
It's funny that you brought up DeGrom because I was actually segueing to that next.
It's like the old saying, it should still be that way. You can't make a club when you're in the tub.
So Jacob DeGrom. Okay.
Okay.
And I know that Brandon shared this one, and I know why he did. Okay. I know he's the one that shared this, and I know why he did it. But Jacob DeGrom will miss 2 to 3 weeks with elbow inflammation. Bruce Bochy confirms. Then the next slide is the one that Brandon shared, where someone said, "Yeah, but he's pitched a full season." Well, if we go back, so June 1st of 2019, he went on the DL with a hip.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
2020, he had 3 IL times. It was back tightness, neck, and hamstring, all in a matter of 2 months.
yep.
Then 2021, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stints on the IL. And those were a side, a right side, an elbow, a shoulder, a forearm, and a forearm. And those were all within 2.5 months. In 2022, it was a shoulder. And in 2023 so far, now we are what? Not even 2 months into the season?
Yep.
And he just made his third trip to the IL this year.
I was going to say, yeah.
Season. It was a wrist and elbow soreness twice.
Yeah, it's money well spent.
So, Chris, congratulations on your prized possession from the offseason. And I'm not saying the Rangers suck, because the Rangers actually are a very good team.
Greg Maddux might be right. He might pitch the same amount of innings.
Right.
We do have good pitching. But
you're right. The Rangers are a good team. But DeGrom's not going to be part of that picture at this point.
No. And we need to work on our bullpen a little bit.
That's why it just shows you money does not buy titles.
That lets you 90.
Does it help? Yeah, of course. There's going to be teams that are going to win because they spend big bucks. But again, it doesn't guarantee that title's coming your way.
Right? Look at the Dodgers the last couple of years. They spent all that money. What do they got to show for it?
Yep. Yankees. I mean, when was the last time the Yankees won the series? I mean,
90s, early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the next question for you. We'll jump back to the NFL for a minute. And then I actually have an NBA question, but we'll get to that here in a minute. And we'll finish with the NHL since that's getting close to the Stanley Cup. But back to the NFL for a minute. Which decade had the best wide receivers? Was it the 90s? Yes. Masserani put this one in there.
Oh.
Was it the 90s that had Chris Carter, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, or Michael Irvin? Or was it the 2000s that had Randy Moss, Marvin Harrison, Terrell Owens, and Terry Holt?
I think it was actually Ace that shared that, but that is so tough.
Out of those 2 decades, I'd have to go with the 2000s. But I tell you what, we throw in this recent crop of receivers from like 2010 to now, or even 2020 to now. I think the current crop is way better than those receivers.
Agreed. Agreed.
Pick between you. I'm going with the 90s.
I'll go 2000s.
So, Chris, we got an update on your guy, Ben DiNucci.
Yeah, he's a Bronco.
Hey!
Yeah, so he got signed to the
Broncos. He's a Bronco, huh? Nice.
Yeah. You didn't hear what happened in practice?
No.
No, I did not.
Practice for practice.
Yeah, he was in practice. Okay, now it is practice, so I mean that's what you're there for. But he was in practice, and you know that the former owner of Walmart bought the Denver Broncos.
I did see this.
So he threw a horrible interception. I guess Sean Payton said it's one of the worst interceptions he's ever seen.
Oh God!
Sean Payton is saying that with the quarterbacks he's had. Okay, and he said, "I told Ben, the new owner owns Walmart. If it doesn't work out here, I'm sure you can get a greeting opportunity somewhere at one of the local stores."
That was great. That was great.
That's awesome.
That was good.
I
joke about that.
So
I've joked about that. It's like, yeah, you can work at Walmart after that throw.
Hey, fuck, dude could finally winning the award for Employee of the Year or something there. He's not going to win one in the NFL.
So hey, we all know that the Cardinals the Cardinals have the tracings of being the longest professional NFL team in history, back to like 1906 or something like that, right? Okay. So they're the longest. They're the longest. Chicago and then Green Bay are so 1, 2, and 3 is the Cardinals, the Bears, and the Packers. Continuous. Okay. Well, so the Cardinals have been around since 1906 in some capacity. They rank 30th all time in playoff wins.
Wow.
30th all time.
And they've been around since 1906.
There is 2 teams that have been around since 1995 that have more playoff wins than they do.
That is insane.
That's the Panthers and the Jaguars.
Because they're expansion that year.
Yeah.
Right. But think about that. In 116 years, they have 6 playoff wins. And 3 of those were the year that Kurt Warner took them to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yep.
So think about that even more. Okay.
And that
But
Fitzgerald was
here's
part of it,
so
too.
here's what I'm trying to get at. Then, if you keep tracing the teams, you go down. Eventually, you land on the Detroit Lions, who are the 8th oldest franchise in the NFL. The 8th oldest. Okay. 1932 is when the Lions franchise started. 1932. So let's calculate that in our brains, right? That's 90 years of football. Okay. We are following me so far. 90 years. The Lions rank dead last in the NFL in playoff wins.
Wow.
All time. Now, this number only goes back to 1966. I should share that information. However,
because that was the Super Bowl.
Because that was the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl era. But 1966 is still a long-ass time.
Yeah.
Okay. So 66 is still 34. That's still, what, 50?
I think 58.
58 years. 58 years it'll be this year.
Okay.
58 seasons. And the Lions rank 32nd in the NFL in playoff wins. Do you know how many they have since 1966?
They got 1, don't they?
I want to say 6. Off the top of my head. I don't know.
No, they got 1.
Well, Big B is the winner then because he nailed that right on the head. They have one.
90.
Oh, they were like did they have a bye that year? Because I know they made the NFC Championship game.
Oh yeah, that was the year they faced.
Yep.
19.
It was 1990. I'm sorry, 1992 was their
They
only
lost-
playoff win.
I was going to say 92, but I was trying to think. Yeah.
92.
They
They have
lost
one playoff win since 1966.
That was Rodney Peete quarterbacking, wasn't it? I think it was Peter Ware quarterback of that team.
I think they both started that season. I'm not sure who started the
Could have
playoff.
been.
I mean, by comparison, by the way, the team that ranks 31st is the Texans, who have only been around for 20 years. Okay, they've only been around for 20 years, and they have 4 playoff wins. So,
and
think
a
about
lot
that.
of quarterbacks.
Speaking of all this old time talk, if it wasn't for the owner of the Bears, the Packers wouldn't be around.
That is true. I've heard
True
that.
story. True
And-
story.
Yeah.
The Packers were about to go out of business, and George House loaned them the money to continue.
It's true story. I mean, you got to look up the history. And actually, to go off a little more on that, is they were not the only team at that time that was going to go out. Hallis basically funded the entire NFL
He did, yes.
so that the Bears would still have competition in the NFL. So that's why Hallis is huge for the NFL. They don't talk about it enough. And even being a Packers fan and not caring for the Bears at all, I will tell you that Hallis was huge for the NFL, or the NFL wouldn't be what it is today. For sure. Now, one last thing I want to touch on the NFL before we get to the NBA stuff. I just want to point out, who do we all think is the number 1 overrated Hall of Famer of all time?
In the NFL?
Yes.
Hall of
And
Fame.
Troy Aikman. By far.
Yeah, I'd say Aikman. We brought him up a few times.
I don't know if Crispy will agree with that, but
I was gonna say T.O., but
T.O. really second all time in receptions, but
oh,
that's not here nor there. That's fine. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it, even if it's wrong. You're entitled to your opinion. But let me explain it this way. Now, I'm not a Tom Brady fan. Everyone knows that, but I just need to share this information with you, Chris, so that you can see how overrated Troy Aikman really is. Okay. Troy Aikman is in his entire career through 165 touchdown passes, 165, and made it to the end, made it to the Hall of Fame. Okay. Tom Brady from age 40, repeat that one more time. From age 40
Right.
to retirement threw 168 touchdown passes.
Right.
He threw more in his 40s than Aikman threw his entire career.
And the thing is, too, is if you break down Brady's, and I know somebody broke down comparison between Brady with the Patriots and then Brady with the second half of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Both careers are Hall of Fame. I mean, there's no doubt the guy's going to be the Hall of Fame, but if he would have stopped playing halfway through his career, he'd still be a Hall of Famer. You take away the first half of his career, he'd still be a Hall of Famer. So, there's no arguing that he will be a Hall of Famer. Love or hate him. I mean,
love or hate him, he will be a Hall of Famer.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
I want to touch quickly on the NBA, and here's what I want to touch on the NBA. Okay.
Hello.
Two things. One, no one's touching the Nuggets. I'm sorry. I don't even watch the NBA, and I could tell you no one's beating the Nuggets. The fact that they have Jokic pegged as the third best player in the playoffs right now is disgusting.
That is
Okay. He's far and away better than everyone else in the playoffs.
it's not even close. The guy's a walking triple-double.
I mean, it's not even close. So I'm sure you would touch the Nuggets, Sarge.
he touched the McNuggets.
Yeah, right. If it wasn't for Chris Farley, the Bears wouldn't be.
Sarge.
Yeah. And the second thing in the NBA that I want to touch on is I just want to say how sorry I am to the Piston fans.
I knew you were going there. I knew that's where you were.
You guys had to watch your team win 17 games this year. 17.
And they're picking what, fourth?
And they're picking fifth. You're not even the top four.
Yeah. That's sad.
So, Piston fans, I hate to tell you, but you're probably not winning 20 games this year either. And as Ace pointed out, Ace is a Pistons fan, by the way. And he did point out the fact that they have picked in the top four each of the last 4 years, and they still won 17 games this year.
Right.
Wow.
So you thought it was bad to be a Timberwolves fan.
Jeez.
Times are not good right now in Detroit.
No.
Yeah, there was. I remember, being back in when the Timberwolves started off. I think it was like every year up until the Garnett years, they were supposed to get their first overall pick. They had the best odds. Never got the first overall pick at all until Wiggins, I think. Finally, they got the first, or maybe Towns. But yeah, they never could land that first overall pick. And yeah, the NBA draft lottery, I think, is rigged. I ain't gonna lie. I think it's rigged.
All right. Well,
the one thing I was going to say about the NBA is, like I said it when the Bulls got rid of Jimmy Butler, that dude is a freaking superstar, and they should have never let him go. Like, he was destined to be the guy, and everybody knew it. And the Bulls like, oh, ship him out of here. We'll trade you for Levine. And look how that's worked out. Dude's on the verge of going to his second finals.
yeah.
But the thing is Butler's only good when he wants to play. His team loses, he ain't worth dog crap. I mean, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a Miami Denver finals.
I take that. Anything but Lakers.
Anything but the Lakers.
Yes.
Nobody wants to see a Lakers Celtics finals again. That's
I mean, for the love of everything that's holy and whatever you think is holy, please. There's certain someone that we don't need to hear from if the Lakers make the freaking finals, okay? Because we don't need to hear about freaking Reeves anymore, whatever the hell his name is. All right.
Exactly.
Because he's not even worth the Charmin Ultra that he wipes his butt with, okay?
I hope to God that the freaking Lakers get swept. It'd be so awesome.
They won't get swept. And the thing is all the fan bases are also noticing. What's ESPN talking about?
Lakers.
How the Lakers blew the second game two. They're not talking about how well Denver played.
I know.
They're talking about how bad the Lakers blew it. And it's just like, are you serious?
I know.
They're talking about LeBron blowing layups, like wide open layups. Like, that's not why they lost the game.
That's not why they lost the game. And the last thing to touch on that is you mentioned it's Denver that's playing well. Well, Messeron and I have been dealing with this for years, but there is a Midwest and East Coast bias when it comes to the media. The West Coast, we don't get any love out here. We honestly could have the best players in the country, and we wouldn't get any love out here in the West. So, unless you're from California,
Right.
Yep.
and specifically LA.
Yep.
Also, anyway, NHL real quick. So here thing that hockey should be played in.
Are you good? Cutting out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, it's cut out. Yeah.
hockey.
There.
I think you're back
Who-
now. Maybe.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
Who here thinks hockey shouldn't be played in the South because it's too hot? Exactly.
What's that?
Obviously, we don't feel like other people do because they took a poll and they said that they should abolish all the Southern teams in hockey because it's too hot to play ice hockey in the South. Well, I'm here to tell you that 3 teams from the South are in the conference finals. So, and
Yeah, Chris,
Chris,
put your hands
we
down.
don't want to hear about the freaking Dallas Stars, the Dallas former North Stars.
Yeah.
What honestly, what does that have to do with hockey? It's played indoors. Like,
I don't know.
But it's more of a. I think people are saying it's more of a northern sport than it is southern.
You know, as a matter of fact, it's funny that you brought that up because on the way to work, they're talking about how Minnesota should rename themselves not the state of hockey anymore, but the state of amateur hockey because we can't do nothing in the pros, and we're just a factory for all these teams that get good Minnesota players. So it should be a state of high school hockey or amateur hockey. So
speaking of hockey, congrats for my Blackhawks winning the #1 pick and getting the generational talent.
Mm.
I can't remember the kid's name, Connor or something or another, but he's.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh at you, Big B, but I couldn't imagine being a Minnesota sports fan. Not in the pros anyway.
well, we're going on what 138, I think, combined seasons of our last championship in the 4 major sports.
Hey,
Who had your last major championship, by the way?
And then it would be the Twins in 91.
Yep.
You're not counting the Lynx. I mean, if you count the Lynx, it's a different story. And I also believe, too, if the Twins make the playoffs and get bounced in the first round, we'll be the first state to have 4 major sport teams get bounced in the first round in the same year in the playoffs.
hey, before we wrap the show up, we're going to play a game. We haven't played a game in a while.
Let's play Who Can Fall Asleep the Fastest. Go ahead, Metro.
You know I'd win this. Come on.
That wouldn't be fair.
You guys don't even have a chance. I'd be out.
I'm
before you
sure
said-
I got something we can do here with for the
I'd
last.
be out before you guys said ready, set, go. Remember that one time we were all bullshitting backstage and you guys were like, what happened to mess around? I fell asleep.
That was great.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
I forgot what we were talking about. Were we watching something?
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing.
Uh,
Okay, it's kind of a game, but we'll go around. We'll do kind of a round table thing where people can learn a little more about you. How about that? And then we'll play a game next.
all right.
okay.
All right.
So yes or no questions.
All
Okay, we'll
right.
start with crispy bacon. You'll each get 3. We'll go around. We'll run a little longer than an hour tonight, but that's okay. Chris,
Rain,
your
baby.
first question is: do you still call all dogs puppies?
No.
Ooh.
Question number 2 is for mess around. Do you like pina coladas?
You like pina coladas? No, I do not.
Question 3, Big B.
All right.
Do you ever pick your nose when you think nobody is watching?
Don't lie.
Well,
Fuck.
yeah, I gotta point to my brain just in case they are watching. I mean, of course.
All right, Chris, you're up.
Yes.
Now remember, there's no lying.
There's no lying in baseball.
I was gonna say
Okay,
that.
that's crime.
Have you ever worn underwear 2 days in a row?
Doing it now.
Yes.
We're all guys. I think we've all done it. Honestly.
Oh.
You got to give him a sniff test. You know, he like smells okay.
So this next question for Mess Around, I already know the answer, but you guys will find this one funny, and I'm sure it won't surprise you with his answer. The next question is, have you ever hidden a snack so that no one else could find it to eat it first?
Oh, yes. Messerell's done that plenty of times. He still does it.
The problem with that is I probably got snacks around the house and I don't remember where I put them at.
That's usually how it works. Yeah.
Next question for Big B is, have you ever narrated your life inside your head like you were in a movie?
Oh, all the time.
But you got to do it in Morgan Freeman's voice. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Third and final question for Crispy.
Yes.
Do you now, or have you ever had a crush on a cartoon character?
Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, yes. I was going to say yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes.
Of
Don't
course you
forget about
have.
Velma, dude. Velma's so underrated.
Velma's underrated.
Remember I said that on your Rankum show the other
Oh, yeah.
day?
All right.
It's from
Mess
my
around.
life.
Here's one for you. Would you ever date somebody who looked exactly like one of your relatives?
Ooh.
Is she hot?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any hot relatives, so I'd probably say no.
All right. Last question is for Big P.
Does she go downstairs? Because that would be a yes. I mean,
Big B, are you secretly an owl inside a human robot?
The secret. Oh, sure. Why not?
So I know. Question for all three of you, and you can all three answer this one.
all right.
If you learned that I was a secret spy, would you be surprised?
No.
I don't know. I mean, Messerell said no, so yeah, I'll go with Messerell's gut feeling.
Yeah, I'll go no.
Well, I'm not a secret spy, but that would have been really fucking cool.
I know you're
That
not,
would have been cool.
but I wouldn't be surprised if you were.
All right. Chris, what you got for us, man? Let's get us out of here.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Tune in on deck tomorrow, and then morning tailgate Sunday. We also have.
Wait, you didn't even mention the Cougars for tomorrow, man.
I was getting. And then we will have. I was.
Man,
saying
he's
that
tired.
after.
He's working, man. Now he probably forgot because he's working.
No. We will have Oregon Cougar football tomorrow evening.
Dude, I was trying to give you an out. Take it, bro. Take it.
That's what she said. Mess around.
Oh, geez. You know, it's been 3 weeks since I've worked. I'm glad to be going back to work tomorrow.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I know I saw your daughter comment a few times there. That's cool. Tim, you had some off-the-wall comments that just cracked me up tonight. Everybody else, love it. Can't wait for next week.
All right, Big B.
Yep, like Chris said, tomorrow morning on deck, and along with Oregon Cougars football, where you can hear J-Mac on the play-by-play, and then morning tailgate Sunday, where we'll recap the schedules and give our teams playoff or records for this upcoming football season. So,
Man, I'm disappointed I won't be at the Cougar game tomorrow because I'm starting my new job, but I don't get to see number 7.
Alana Salabu, I know.
Yeah.
But stay tuned on that. Also, we'll have our Game 4 Player of the Game. We'll announce that. We're going to do an awards show at the end of the season. We're trying to get that set up where we're going to give out the Players of the Week, and then an Offensive Player of the Year, and a Defensive Player of the Year, and a Special Teams Player of the Year also.
Number 7.
Don't worry. Watch for that. We'll get that done for you. Want to thank you for watching, listening, however you get to watch us or listen. We couldn't do this without you. Lifelong dreams being lived right in front of your very eyes. And let me just say one thing before we go. Sometimes, guys, it's not always about the final destination. It's about getting there first. So when you're romancing your ladies, take your time. Because remember, guys are like bottle rockets. It's like, ooh, ah. And women are like diesel engines. It might take them a little while to get warmed up, but when it happens, they can run for a long, long, long time.
It's like watching a toilet explode. Just
Right? No doubt.
oh God, that's great.